But while I have you, I want to switch gears to another topic because, as I said, you are the only Ukrainian native in Congress, and on Monday actually marks the 3rd anniversary of the Russian-Ukraine conflict. You issued a statement thanking Ukrainians for their courage in fighting, but you called the Ukrainian government worthless. Why?
Well, it's unfortunate, and Ukrainian people are paying a very high price for bad leaders they elect. And unfortunately, they were not getting ready contrary to the war before the war started. And I actually was there a few weeks before it, very surprised, They're not dealing with corruptions and infiltration and not having the strategies. They didn't even put the country in the military mode. They didn't put military draft and have people trained to do that. They didn't work to develop productions and supply chains, to be able to sustain if, they wanted to fight a longer war, because ultimately, I believe it's not a good idea. You need to win wars as fast as you can, not as long as it takes, because dictatorship has advantages. And a lot of things where I try to push, for them to do better, they were adamantly opposing, like doing point-to-point logistics on front line, better oversight of what's happening to make sure that things get to the right place. They were like attacking me and a lot of other people, just questioning, oh my gosh, where all money and weapons are going? So it's sad reality, for me. But ultimately, I hate to say, people always pay a high price for bad leaders. We pay with money, they pay with blood. And, but I think, in this situation, I think President Trump, at least the only person who at least can stop that war from escalating and have some resolution, which at least it will be for the next 4 years.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, you voted against a recent House measure calling for $61 billion in additional support. What do you think it's going to take to officially end this war?
Well, listen, I think, ultimately, it all depends on the Ukrainian people, and each government, have leaders who actually willing to win the war. If you try not to lose, you might lose, but you're definitely not going to win. But that's only the leaders of the countries can do it. President Trump is doing what is the national interest of American people, and he's doing a good job. He has actually been able to, force some of the things, that we don't send in blank check, and we actually going to get some money back, which I was very disappointed. We passed Lend-Lease. I went to the White House to sign it. I'm not sure what's happened, why President Biden and Zelenskyy didn't want to do it, because American people want to make sure that there is an oversight and they have some returns, and they know that what's happening with their money. It's extremely important, so I think what he's doing is good, because at least it's not going to get in China.
With that in mind, real quick, the meeting that the president's going to have with Zelenskyy on Friday, do you believe there should be security guarantees tied to that minerals deal? We have about a minute left.
Well, listen, we'll have to figure out what to do, because ultimately the structure right now is not working. Right now, I mean, all of this organization like UN became totally worthless, right? And now we become a situation where if somebody wants to advance, and take a smaller country, and Ukraine is not a little country, it's quite a big country, and unless you have nuclear weapons, you're in trouble. So this has to be discussed in general, but we need to have some short-term solution too, to at least stop that war from escalating.
All right, we shall see. Representative Victoria Spartz, thanks so much for coming on, and thank you for your service. Appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.